When my dad passed away, I automatically assumed his wife was getting spousal benefits. Apparently, she wasn't. I submitted their marriage license, his death certificate, and I got nothing but the runaround from Social Security. To hear these numbers of foreigners getting benefits is astounding. How can our government promote and allow this just for votes to stay in power? How can the likes of AOC and Bernie Sanders want socialism in this country? They will never give up their wealth, power, or capitalism, just us. Every socialist country has failed. I read a book years ago called The Fate of Empires by Sir John Glubb. The book is no longer in print, but you might be able to find it in audio on YouTube. Every major empire has been destroyed after 250 years. 2025 minus 1776 equals 249 years. This is Darkstar 44.
Thank you, Mark. Doge advisor Elon Musk revealed that his team found millions more non-citizens who received Social Security numbers during the Biden administration.
Really a lot of waste. And so that came up with a big list of stuff they're working on. You've heard some of that already, but this is what jumped out at us. When we saw these numbers, we were like, what is this? In 21, you see 270,000 people, goes all the way to 2.1 million in 24. These are non-citizens that are getting Social Security numbers.
Yeah, this is a mind-blowing chart.
Once you're in the country and you got asylum through one of these pathways, and we mapped the whole thing out, you can apply for a work document. You file a 765, it's the work form. You get this form called the 766, that's the authorization, and then Social Security Administration automatically sends you in the mail your Social Security number. No interview, no ID.
It was a massive, large-scale program to import as many illegals as possible, ultimately to change the entire voting map of the United States and disenfranchise the American people and make it a permanent, deep blue, one-party state from which there would be no escape.
We found 1.3 million of them already on Medicaid, voter registration records. And we found people here registered to vote. In this population, yes.
And who did vote.
And we found some by sampling that actually did vote. And we have referred them to prosecution at the Homeland Security Investigation Service.
Yeah.
Doge has now removed 9.9 million from the Social Security records who are listed as more than 120 years old and are set to remove roughly 2 million more.
But hold on one second. There's more.
The Trump administration is reportedly looking to revoke the legal status of hundreds of thousands of immigrants. They were allowed into the country and allowed to stay as part of actions by the Biden administration. The move allowed migrants to avoid crossing the border illegally, and they were given Social Security numbers and, in some cases, federal benefits. The New York Times reports that the Trump administration is now urging those with such temporary legal status to self-deport. The report says the administration is repurposing Social Security's so-called Death Master file. The file has been used to track dead people who no longer should receive benefits. Instead, this new tactic entails including the names of living people who the government will treat as dead. As a result of winding up on this list, a person would lose the possibility of getting a Social Security number in the United States, and thus a key form of identity that allows them to earn money. The report indicates more than 6,300 names of migrants who had temporary legal status but were either on a government terror watch list or had FBI criminal records were added to the list this week and had their status revoked. A White House official reportedly saying nearly 1,000 of the migrants had received federal benefits worth about $600,000, including Medicaid, unemployment, and student loans that are now cut off. The acting commissioner of the Social Security Administration, Leland Dudick, reportedly sent an email to staff saying their financial lives are terminated. Back in February, Dudek agreed to provide the Department of Homeland Security with the last known addresses of nearly 100,000 people to Immigration and Customs Enforcement. ICE has been conducting raids and roundups in various parts of the country since Donald Trump took office. By using Social Security data to freeze out certain immigrants, The Times reports that Trump is undoing what he believes was the Biden open borders policy. Critics fear the enforcement role involving Social Security could result in people, including American citizens, mistakenly winding up on the list. A senior Social Security official for George W. Bush's administration told The Times the potential for errors can be very consequential. While White House spokeswoman Elizabeth Houston said President Trump promised mass deportations, and by removing the monetary incentives to stay, it will encourage them to self-deport. For more unbiased updates, download the Straight Arrow News app.